This is Grandpa Joe just lost it on Peter Ducey. Just lost it, by the way. He whispered it when he was leaving the room because the mic was still hot. And he was like, what a dumb son of a bitch. Like, that's not losing it. Losing it is standing in front of a crowd full of people in a field because you can't get a real venue anymore, blathering about 2020 in 2022. But okay. I'm sure there's an ad on this because he needs blow money. Survival food,
this
of course.
This is a full 3 months of food without needing any refrigeration or special storage. And you're looking at our long-awaited 3-month survival food kit.
We've been completely...
Totally had... Is your dream to eat out of a tub? Eat out of a plastic tub? Buddy.
Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about Joe Biden's outburst.
Fuck, man. Get through a sentence. Excuse me. I'm gonna make myself laugh. All right. Right out of the gate. All right. Look at him. Look at him. He couldn't get through one fucking sentence without having to look at his notes. Whatever happened to conservatives? I thought you guys were the bootstrappers. You know what I mean? It's excellence, American excellence. You represent American excellence with this lazy bullshit. Look at this lighting. Looks like you got a piece of... The most American thing about this is it looks like you have a piece of American cheese over the light to give everything sort of a weird yellow orangish hue.
At White House correspondent Peter Ducey, when he called him a stupid son of a bitch, and I quote, for...
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, clutch the pearls. Obviously, it's the son of a bitch part you have a problem with, because nobody's going to argue stupid, right?
A simple question about inflation. There was nothing snarky about it. He wanted to ask a...
Yeah, it's nothing snarky. Nothing that would warrant him being called, I don't know, the enemy of the people repeatedly.
Reasonable question about an issue that is plaguing so many Americans, right? If I'm pissed off filling up my truck, I can only imagine what other Americans are.
What other Americans are? Other Americans aren't fake billionaires. So we fill our tank going, well, the gas is up from where it was, but it's down from where it was in 2014. So, hopefully this is transitory and I can't wait to get an electric car. That's what most people are thinking. Because that way, I mean, can we talk about the ultimate freedom is a car that runs on electricity and not oil? Because I don't give a fuck if you are Jed Clampett. You could blow a hole in the ground and find oil. You're not going to be able to refine it into gasoline and put it in the tank of your car. But an electric car, with a little bit of time and some solar panels, you could charge it for free. Never mind the fact you can plug it in just about anywhere. But if you were completely fucked, middle of nowhere, and you don't drive, you don't only use the car for certain commutes out of the forest and into town to buy supplies to go back to your little fucking Unabomber hut, you could lay out some solar panels and eventually you're going to charge your car. Shit, you could set up a windmill and let the wind catch it if you're out in the woods. Hell, you could set up a little a water wheel that generates electricity by your campsite that would eventually charge your car. You can't do that with a gas vehicle fucking ever. You can't take whatever flammable fluid you have around. You can't just go, well, we got some lighter fluid. Let's see what that works like. Sunlight is fucking sunlight is fucking sunlight. Wind is wind. Like you literally are in charge of the power that goes into your car in a way with an electric car you could never be with a petroleum-based vehicle. All right.
I'm going around and I see empty shelves. I can imagine what's going through the minds of people. And
yeah, when you're doing the grocery shopping. Do you see the empty shelves, or do you see pictures posted from fucking Turkey or from the U.S. in 2020 right at lockdown with a toilet paper shelf? On Twitter, you see empty shelves.
Oh, we shouldn't have to just get used to lowering our expectations. That's not how America works. It only works that way.
No, that only works if you're married to Donald Trump.
Under stupid presidents, okay? If there's one person that's stupid, it ain't Peter Doocy. It's Joe Biden. Just watch him try to complete a sentence. Check out the clip and see if...
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I've got the whole thing. They open up a cabinet meeting and they're talking about stuff, and then they run everybody out so they can have the meeting.
For yourself.
Why are you saying anybody have to these friend cards? What are you saying? These friends are wasting that? Do you think you play?
By the way, Junior, good on you filling time. You couldn't start it right up to where Ducey says his question. You're just going to use the same clip somebody else put up?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
By the way, he called and apologized to him for saying it because he didn't think the mic was hot and he didn't mean to insult him in public. Good editing there, Don. Look how sad. The sorrow. My dad called people a son of a bitch all the time, and he never got a chance to call the person and apologize. Rosie O'Donnell's still sitting by the phone.
Okay, guys, I remember when the press would call him unhinged, and it's an attack on democracy and the free press and yada, yada, yada. Instead...
Well, that's because he called them the enemy of the people. He wasn't saying about the press in general. He was specifically talking about a dude who's always asking stupid questions at the end of pressers. And he gives him room to do it, which I think is partly the mistake. Like, stop taking the bait from Peter Doocy. Fox doesn't deserve it. But that guy is dumb. He asked dumb questions. That was a dumb question. And by the way, I'm not the only one who thinks so. Apparently, someone else your dad likes. Let's see if we can find this. I think it's in here. Videos. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
Relationship with the president frayed to the point that you are not going to support anything that he comes to you and asks for?
Why would you say something that stupid? Why would you ask something that dumb? Huh? My job as a United States Senator is a senator from Arizona, which I was just reelected to. You mean that I'm somehow going to behave in a way that I'm going to block everything because of some personal disagreement? That's a dumb question.
Well, he is my son, and McCain's right on the money. Look at the womp womp faces that's happening right here. That's fucking amazing. Hold on, there we go. Oh, where are you? Yada, yada, yada.
The media is celebrating as a great takedown of Peter Doocy when it's clear that...
Peter Juicy? Wait a minute. Did we just discover that you have a crush?
The media is celebrating as a great takedown of Peter Doocy when it's clear that Joe Biden...
Peter Juicy? Wait, what? What?
The media is celebrating as a great takedown of Peter Doocy when it's clear that Joe Biden...
Yeah, that was... I'm going to go with Peter Juicy. How juicy is that, Peter? Don, Juicy, Peter Juicy. Woo! And I understand you're a minute 31 into this video. You can't roll back, by the way, which was 40 seconds of another clip. So not even, you can't roll back and start again. Holy shit, I said, nobody's there. You fucking that alone that nobody said, dude, you said Peter Juicy. What did I say? You said Peter Juicy. I did not. Yeah, you did. Roll it back. Peter Juicy. Oh, God. Well, at least we know that the apple, the Tim apple does not fall far from the tree. You know what I mean?
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Karen.
I think they, what a great overlap. Peter Juicy. Oh, God.
Doesn't know what the hell's going on 90% of the time, right? He freezes up on a teleprompted speech. He can't get.
By the way, he's referencing his remarks on another speech where he had no teleprompter. We addressed this yesterday.
Through even the basics. He can't.
Peter Juicy, I'm sorry. I'm just fucking, you can't drop something like that and then talk about how somebody else can't read or talk. You can't throw Peter Juicy out there and keep going like nothing happened. It's not right.
Remember where he is half the time, who he's talking about, where he is. He just stares off into the abyss with a blank look. So if someone's a stupid son of a bitch, I'm pretty sure it's not Peter Ducey. But I also remember a time
that I had to read my notes about because the memory is so strong. I remember the time that Peter Juicy and I were hanging out together backstage at one of my dad's rallies, and I looked up as I dusted off my knees and said, "You've earned your name." Sorry.
When Joe Biden said, and I quote, in 2021, "But I'm not joking when I say this. If you are ever working with me..."
Why are you, what's with the little bunny fuck you?
"And I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot." Here's the clip if you want to see it.
But I'm not joking when I say this. If you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect.
Yeah, that's also the problem. Ducey's not a colleague. He's a stupid son of a bitch.
Talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot.
There's no question that the media tried to make Joe Biden out to be this great elder statesman, a voice of reason, but it turns out in everything, Joe Biden is everything they told you Donald Trump was. Whether it's the corruption.
Oh yeah? There's 27 legit sexual assault complaints against him. I mean, we've all seen Biden's tax returns. We don't even know where his house is. He hasn't brought any of the Secret Service to a private club that he owns and charged them above going rate to stay there.
Whether it's the money, whether it's, I don't know, we're on the brink of war with Russia. Do you think some of that decision-making is being influenced by Hunter Biden's like $85,000 a month no-show jobs? Do you think maybe Joe...
No, I don't. He doesn't work there anymore. Why the fuck would that even be a thing? As a matter of fact, if there was evidence of corruption and shit like that, why wouldn't we just let Russia bomb the fucking place? Do you think the Burisma headquarters will dodge a bullet? What are you talking about? Peter Juice.
Biden's worried that information about that will get out, and so he's going to do stuff to satisfy the Ukraine, and even if it means sending our kids, your children, to...
By the way, it's Ukraine. The name of the country is Ukraine. The Russians call it the Ukraine because they consider it a territory of theirs. And that's very telling. It's a little slip, but it's very telling. Don Jr. is speaking the Russian line on Ukraine. The Ukraine versus Ukraine. Ukraine's a country. The Ukraine is an area that Russia lays claim to.
Or a land war in Europe with Russia? What? So maybe Hunter could have had that gig, and maybe there's not more information disclosed about it?
What information? Keep looking, though. It's weird, though. Again, where are you? Why is there a roll of toilet paper or paper towels and a jar of peanut butter over there? What are you doing, Peter Juicy?
You think the U.S. is in good shape, guys? Do you think that we are better off today than we were a year ago?
Yes, materially we are. Yeah. Yes. By all measures.
If Trump said this, they'd be holding candlelight vigils to commemorate the tragedy. They'd make it a national holiday. Again, I'm pretty sure the only stupid son of a bitch in the White House is probably Joe Biden. And again, that's not my opinion. That's just based on what we all see on a daily basis.
No, that's just your opinion. I mean, nobody gives a fuck. I'm the only person who watches this shit of note. I mean, he pays for rumbles. That's the other thing too, is that they these things, it's basically like low-end money laundering. It's like when Trump's dad, when Fred Trump bought a bunch of chips in Trump's casino and never cashed them in. That whole business, it's the same thing, just low end.
If Trump insulted reporters, and I don't know if he ever went that far, he called out.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. If Trump insulted reporters, what?
Insulted reporters, and I don't know if he ever went that far, he called.
Holy shit. Let's see. What's the primary one where hold on. Trump insults disabled reporter. That'd be the thing, right? That's got to be in there. There you go. I don't know if he ever went that far.
Donald Trump.
Hold on.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works.
Mm-hmm. I mean, beyond the fact that, like,
Sleepy eyes Chuck Todd. He's a sleeping son of a bitch. CNN, fake as hell, CNN. The worst. That Washington, D.C., got a lot of evil there. A lot of bad people, a lot of fake media. Look at them. A lot of fake media.
This is not shtick.
Yeah. This is, now, I don't know if he ever went that far.
About some of their nonsense. He didn't go out that far, especially not to a reasonable question. CNN lost its mind. They manufactured news cycles.
Guys, I'm looking at the go. This is the gabba. Guys, I'm a goo. I'm reading this off of a thing. What I'm trying to do is lift my head so that I'm looking down with my eyes so that you can't goo. See that I'm
reading. Shit.
It was in perpetuity. It was the worst thing ever. It was attack on democracy.
In perpetuity? Would you just sign a contract? It was in perpetuity.
Itself. Here, it's crickets. Here, not a thing to say. Basement Biden, the dummy that hid in his basement and allowed the media to do his work for him, is allowing them to do.
And that was a successful strategy because you beat the shit out of your dad in the election.
Do it again. Remember, guys, this kind of dangerous rhetoric must be condemned.
Well, yeah, he didn't call him the enemy of the people, which would put a target on their back. He just said, this particular dude is a stupid son of a bitch. If at some point you find footage of Biden advocating for the rounding up of all the stupid sons of bitches in the country and putting them in some sort of concentration camp, you get back to me. You get right back to me with that information.
That's what they'd be saying about Trump, right? We all know that. So Biden is unhinged. He's old, cranky, left-wing, blue check mark tweeters told us that Biden would treat reporters and everyone with respect. Turns out that's nonsense.
Well, no, not everyone. He also doesn't take any guff. He's the Robert Culp of presidents.
Turns out it's crap. That's 2 straight pressers where he's cursed out reporters for their questions because he's incapable of answering even the basic ones. Of course.
Well, no, he had a 2-hour fucking presser. Longer than any that your dad have had.
Of course, again, the press is covering for him. But he's used the word stupid to describe both our, I guess, 2 conservative White House.
Dude, what are you talking about? Why are you looking at paper if you're hunting for what you're trying to say? Fucking hell.
Correspondence in a matter of days. Questions were totally legit. None of them out of line. I think one was about Ukraine, kind of a big one right now. The other about inflation, also kind of a big one. Doesn't matter, folks, because that's where we are. It's sick, and we have to say enough is enough. Because this isn't the normalcy we were told we were going to have. This isn't the adults are back in the White House and all the BS that we've been sold for decades. This is exactly just the opposite. And for the media to be silent on not only this, but the...
Yes, why won't the media be silent? Maybe because they're the enemy of the people.
General incompetence. Just look where we are. Look where we are. The poll numbers speak for themselves, okay. And I imagine they're still inflated by a...
Oh, they're sorry. Wait. Whoa. What? They're still inflated by what?
We are. The poll numbers speak for themselves, and I imagine they're still inflated by a mainstream media that's functioning as Joe Biden's marketing department. So...
Right. Yeah, that's what's happening. They're talking him up everywhere. I mean, I can't turn on the news without hearing stories about how Biden's poll numbers are low, but he's doing a fantastic job everywhere. MSNBC is probably the worst. Meanwhile, what do we have? January 20th. Where is Joe Biden? He's at 48.9. He's oh look. Who could have sucked worse than Joe Biden? Probably the bottom is gonna hit the bottom. It's the bottom of everything for Joe Biden, but he's literally 10 points ahead of where Trump was at the end of the year, and we're not in Afghanistan. Fuck you, you chump. He's beating your dad twice in 2 years. It must feel bad. All right.
Watch where we are. Ask yourself, are you better off now than you were under Trump? The answer is no.
No, it is. It's yes, actually. We're far better off.